Okay, welcome to another screening of Stellaris Apocalypse. We're almost finished with our sensor array. We'll see how good that actually is. Coming to an end of a war I didn't know I was part of. You really got to pay attention to these messages popping up. I always ignore them because they're just annoying to me. There's only so much you can do. Where are these? Okay, they're almost in battle. Okay, so they're going to come in here. Let's have a look. Okay, they got small amount of fleet, but a huge number of attack. Just goes to show how weak my army is compared to them. Bam. Where's the other fleet? Should have been right behind them. It is right behind them. Okay. So, I'm focusing on my galactic structures, such as my science nexus, my sensor array, and the Dyson Sphere. Oh, another ship's coming. Here we go. This is where I'm going to get wiped out. Oh no! Awesome. Got it away from them. Okay, these are even stronger. So what I'm going to focus on is the next few videos is just going through and finalizing my galactic structures and seeing what's worth it and what's not. Early to mid game, the science nexus is really worth it, but towards the end game, you should be producing enough science that it's not a huge deal. I'm kind of iffy on the science nexus. Early on, you haven't got the resources to build it. Mid game, your resources are going to be everywhere. In late game, you won't need it anymore. Like, you should have enough enough research going that it's not going to be an important structure. If you're going for a galactic military sort of build, this sensor array may be useful. We'll have to see what its actual range is and what it actually does to see if it's of any use. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. If I don't do this now, I'll forget, and then they'll build stuff I don't want. See, they don't build food for themselves. They're at -5, but the entire galaxy pulls their resources together, so they all feed from this one source. So they don't have to build farms. But I prefer to have every colony support itself. I think I need 3 farms to maintain it, but I'm just going to build 2 because I'm upgrading the food output, and that way they'll only need 2 to support themselves. Now this is my energy production sector, and that's why I'm building all these energy production. Even though I don't need it, I'm building all the energy production here just so this sector can output the energy. That's population moving from one station to another. That's why that's inactive. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just build this 1-star system of platforms, habitats, so that my energy output can be stronger. And then once I've finished this system, I'm going to send the constructors over, and I'm just going to keep building research stations. Excuse me. And I'm going to boost my research. I don't need research because I've researched everything. But at this point, they're like 100 months per research to upgrade your weapons. So if you can get this research pumped out really well, you can increase your entire naval capacity and the hit points and the weapons damage. So without increasing your fleet size of ships, if you're going to output a lot more damage, then you can have a small fleet that has a lot of damage, and then you can build a second fleet without having to worry about the first one. Because if you can get these about 110,000, they're going to look after themselves. So you want to get the weapons damage out and the armor hit points up. This keeps popping up, but nothing ever comes of it. Yeah. So the Science Nexus, I'm not too you know, happy about. I think I would have preferred if the Science Nexus increased your output by a percentage overall. The 225 that it gives you, and that's at the maximum. As you upgrade it, it gets more and more powerful. It says 75 to 150 to 225. I think I would have preferred an overall percentage rather than a flat rate, because that way the more you build your empire, the more the percentage of your research. Late game, this is going to be very little, like 22.5%, because you'll, in an average game at this point, I would normally have over 1,000 each, just from researching my own. So 22% seems fine, but as you go up and up in your research, that percentage drops lower and lower down. So I would have preferred if it just increased your overall research. So every time you build a building, it increases that percentage a bit more. I'm not too fussed about the Science Center, just because it's a late game building, because the cost of it. And by that late game, for the most part, when I'm playing, I have a larger empire, and that Science Center becomes obsolete. You know, okay. They haven't colonized. They got a ship. They had a ship. I'm sure I saw a ship. There, boom. Here we go. This one's going to come over. For some reason, these ones are colonizing this sector. Now, as far as I remember, they should only colonize their own sector. So this is an update to this game, I guess, that the sectors actually help each other. I'm happy with that. That's fine, but I don't know why they're not building anything. Like, they got all the resources they need. Let's have a look. There you go. The capacity is 50,000. So how they got 54, I'm not sure. So they got more than they need, 45,000 more than they need, yet they haven't bothered to build any colonies. And because you don't, this is what I was talking about the last video, you've got to keep an eye on their production. So when I go into this sector, I've got to make sure that their energy output is better. Let's have a look. So energy, so this, whoa, what the hell? I don't really need them, but I'm going to keep that active. Okay, let's have a look. See, they don't build any food farms because this galactic pool of food feeds that population. So this minus 17 doesn't actually affect them at all. It just takes 17 from the total here. So what I need to do is find a building I don't need, such as these. I've got 3 of these. I only need 1, if any at all. Where's my capital? Is that my capital? Yeah, so they're wasting this. The capital increases the output of food, minerals, and energy of the squares next to it. So instead of building a farm, they built this damn fortress, which they don't need. And this is why I don't really like to have... Okay, that's good. That's a building for the empire. But this I can get rid of. I'm going to replace that with a farm. Now, this civilization will increase the level of a building, but they won't swap out a building. So if I build something here, they won't swap it. So what I need to do is find out if any of these squares... Is it energy I need? Yeah, energy. So I'm going to build an energy nexus. Oh no, they've built one. Okay, they've built an energy nexus. They actually thought about that at least. So I'm going to build the energy plant, get more energy going, and another energy plant. I just don't need the fortresses. They're not really useful at this point. In a crunch, I can build one just to replace, beef up my thing if I'm at war. But for now, they're not useful. I only built one food farm. That's not really going to bring it to 0, but it should bring it down halfway once the food is fully upgraded. So let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to get the food on this planet up. Again, as you can see, mineral production is got a bonus, but this is being wasted. Why they built that in the first place, I don't know. So, I'll build a farm. Actually, Paradise Dome. I've got a paradise. I'll build a farm. What's this? Why is this a penalty? What's going on here? Oh, he's unhappy because he's a whinger. Let's see. I don't understand. They colonize a planet they know they can't inhabit. Why colonize a planet when your own species doesn't like it? I'm slowly going through every single species in my faction and changing their world preference to continental. Because that's what most of my worlds are, a terraform of a continental, and then these aliens have come in. I'm happy to have the aliens. The whole point was a federation of mixed races. But they're so stupid, they've gone and landed, just like humans going to build a colony on the moon without any protection. They go and live on the moon and die because they can't live there. Okay, why did they come to this planet if they can't live on it? Okay, so that planet's fine. Let's have a look. Is that the one? Yeah, it's the one I just did. Actually, didn't I have minus? Let's have a look. Energy. What's this? Fortress. Don't need it. I'll replace that with an energy grid. Energy grid right next to the capital. Why didn't they build that there? The AI of the game isn't really tweaked. I think it needs to be a bit of a tweak where they're going to obviously they're going to build whatever they want, but respecting the tiles. They've got to respect the tiles. Now, this is my mineral production. No, this is my research. I'm not sure which sector is this am I looking at. Okay. This is my research sector. So they're going to focus on research buildings, but using common sense, they know they need to power their empire, so why didn't they have enough energy to power their research? Doesn't make sense. They need to feed themselves. Why don't they build any farms to feed themselves? So the AI needs a bit of a tweak where, even though they're going to do this sort of thing, or maybe the option, where are we? Here. Where it has a respect tile. Underneath that, there should be another option where it says, maintain living standard, where they'll build enough food and energy to maintain their own planet. At least, if they're not going to respect the tiles, because some of their, this doesn't even work. I've noticed that they'll build energy platforms on a mineral, so they're not respecting the resource tile. They're building energy on a mineral, even though there was no energy on that tile in the first place. So this doesn't work 100%. So I think they need to tweak that a little. I did a what I think video. I'm pretty happy with the game overall. But there are these 1 and 2 little things that just don't make sense. Why did they do this specific thing? Like fortresses. Why do they need 3 and 4 fortresses on a planet? Where's the capital? Down the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to check what these fortresses were before. Okay, nothing. So I need to build farms. So I'm going to replace these with farms. And this one I'll replace with a farm. That will bring their food up. Energy should maintain. I think the farms are actually cheaper to maintain than most other buildings, so that should actually go up 1 point. This thing is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Oh, it's finished. I wasn't paying attention. There you go. You've got to read those tokens that come up. Yeah, bloody xenophobes. Okay. Okay, so hopefully by the end of this video, this will be fully upgraded and we'll see what its potential is. I'm really wanting to see what the potential of the Dyson Sphere is, but okay, why did this drop? Oh, consumer goods went up again. Ugh. You wanna the only thing that costs minerals to maintain are your ships and your consumer goods. So when you're building your empire, you really want this to be as low as possible. Minerals are extremely important. You can just build countless energy. Space stations can be completely dedicated to producing energy. And as you saw on this sector, most of the planet tiles will be used to just produce energy. So this whole sector is energy production. If I can get to the platforms first, let's have a look. See, food. They're not. See, I have to build it for them, otherwise they won't build it themselves. That one, and where's the last one? Is that it? That's the planet. Oh, here it is. So as you can see, they're not building any farms, they're building other stuff. So what I'm going to do is build a paradise dome, a farm, at least one energy just to get them started, and one mineral just to get them going. And then I'm going to focus on the gene clinic, just for the research output. The research center, just so that the research penalty of 5% is put aside because you got extra research coming from this colony. And then the rest, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 empty squares. Now I've got enough farms. This is my energy production, so I'm not going to build mines. I've offset that penalty by building that. This requires a lot of energy, so I'm not building that. I don't need this. This produces 2 energy and a bit of happiness in general, so I'm going to keep that one. And then I'm going to spend last 4. I'm going to build solar panels. So that's 4 times 6, and plus I've already got the other one. That's 5 times 6. That's 30 energy just from this one habitat. Oh no, sorry, I've already got the farm there. So it's 4 times 6 from this habitat, plus that 2 energy from the clinic. Okay, so in the end, they'll have -1 food, which will come from here, but I'm upgrading this, so the food output by each production center will be 5%. So eventually they'll be able to feed themselves with what they've got. And if I keep upgrading the food over and over and over again, one single farm can populate, it's very extreme late game, like way past the end point. One paradise dome can feed a 25 tile planet, and that's how far you can upgrade your food output. It will take several years per upgrade, and you might not necessarily focus on the food. You've got other things within here to focus on, so you know there's a lot to look at. So now that I've got this done, I am going to focus, in this entire video I'm just going to focus on building platforms all the way through my research sector, and then my research population. Okay, this is something that comes from the science nexus. You get these bonuses or stories you've got to go through. I'm willing to risk a failure for a bonus in research in general. So this story continues. I can reset it and that might just end the story completely, or I can continue and see if I get a benefit or what can we call it? A penalty. I'm willing to risk it because I'm just going to be building my research more and more from now on. So what I normally look at is the last ring, find a planetoid on there, and build a habitat. Go in a ring, go around, there it is there, build a habitat. And I just keep going until I get all the rings in, until I get to the center. What I'm going to focus on now is getting 50,000 minerals and upgrading my Dyson Sphere. I purely just want to upgrade it just to see what it does. That's what pretty much why I'm building it. I thought, oh, cool, a Dyson Sphere. I don't know what to expect. And it's, okay. Okay, so when you build a ring world, you actually destroy all the planets in that system to create the ring world. So I assume a similar thing will happen when I build the Dyson Sphere. Now the only thing with the sphere... Where am I? Ah, right there. I was already there. The only thing with the sphere I've done is I built this... that's really close. I built the... I guess it would be the command module for building the rest of it. So this will just help build a skeletal structure around the star, I believe. And then more and more plates will be placed on it till it's fully formed. And I think there's 4 levels at 50,000 each. Now it's going to take a full video at least to get to the 50,000. And then hopefully by the end of that full video I'll have it fully upgraded so I can just start to the next stage. For 84 months only. Yeah. So I don't like these short term. I would have preferred a 1% increase that stayed. This thing could repeat over and over again, and after 5 you'll have 5% increase that stays. I don't like these things that last for a certain amount of time and stop. If you're on the brink here and then that 5% drops off, bang, you're in the red. I hate these things that only last a certain amount of time. But you know, you get what you get. Okay, I'm not sure what the sensor will do. When I built the first sector of the sensor, I got some minerals that had never been there before. They actually found minerals. So I'm assuming from time to time, once the sensor's fully built, you'll just get bonus minerals in your sector. Once it's fully built, I hope to get 100% visual contact with the entire galaxy. But we'll have to wait and see what we get. Okay, let's have a look. What do they want? No research agreements. I'm more than happy to do anything other than research agreements. I want to keep my technology above theirs, because I do intend to eventually attack them. I'm sick of... when I attack these guys, this guy will get the system because it belonged to them in the first place. So what I want to do is, I'm hoping that if I'm by myself, not in an alliance of any description, I can actually attack them and get the planets myself. It's just frustrating that you go to war, you spend all those resources and you get nothing in return. So this would be army health. Army health, yep. I want anything military. First of all, I want to increase this as much as I can. Secondly will be the fleet size, and then the army size after that. Okay, so you can see here on my border I can't actually see the edge of it. So once this sensor thing is done, I should be able to see the entire outer edge of the entire galaxy. There shouldn't be any of these dark spots where I can't see anything. Now this system here was not there to start with. I had to go through a research tree, and this transit lane opened up to this system. Once that happened, I sent a constructor there, built an outpost straight away before someone else found it, because I think as soon as I find it, everyone else sees it as well, because you can't keep a secret that big. So I'm hoping that having this sensor will reveal things like this, where there'll be another system I can colonize. we'll just get this over and done with. I don't really care what this gives me because it's a short sensor range. Who cares? I've got the sensor array that's going to increase my galactic sensor. You know, it's useless. And it's only for a short amount of time anyway. So I really... The hell was that? Not sure if that was a bug or not. Something just shot past the corner of my eye. Now this is taking a lot longer. I think the game is lagging because I've got 1,000 stars. So if I ever do a video, I will never do a large system because I've noticed once I got past the mid to late game, it started to lag and jump around a bit. And I'm thinking that's because it's 1,000 star systems and the computer's calculating 1,000 stars, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of ships. So, you know, it lags. So I'm not. This is 1,000 star, which I think is the largest. So I'm going to go with the second largest and see if the lag problem is gone. Again, this should have been fully upgraded by now. Yeah, it's a little slower. I don't know. Overall, I think the game's just going a little slower to maintain itself. I prefer the game to slow down a bit rather than jump lag. So if the game's going to slow itself down to make the game smoother, I'm more than happy for that. But slowing down in general is not really good for gameplay. So I might just make the galaxy a little smaller next time. Again, I'm not sure. I was going to end this series of Stellaris videos a couple of videos back, but as soon as I said that, I got to the end of my Unity tree and I got all these options and I thought, oh, I want to try the megastructures. I want to try the Colossus. I'm not happy with the Colossus. It might just be the ethics I chose, but the weapons on that ship only had 2 types and they were both crap, to be honest. I didn't like them. I like the habitat. That is extremely important for any Empire build. If you want to build your Empire and there's not enough planets, you need the habitat. So that Voidborn is extremely important. And if you want to get the Galactic Wonders, you actually have to have this first. So it's like building an outpost to build the station. So you need the outpost to build this. And also the ring world is a separate one. Separate again from this. And I think the reason the ring world is separate is purely because these are one-off build. You can only build one of each. Whereas the ring world you can build a number of. So I'm not sure if it's worth having this and the ring world, or having a ring world. I'm not sure if it's any use having a ring world at all, because in the end, the Dyson Sphere might be the ultimate thing. You build one and you basically own half the galaxy with the amount of resources. Who knows what you get from this? Anyone who's finished the game would know, but I've never actually built one of these before. So we'll have to wait and see. I got that finished. My tech tree was nearing the end. I thought, well, I've got nothing to research. But because of this, I'm just researching bonus hit points, bonus damage from my military. Anything military I'm upgrading. I will upgrade the food from time to time if I feel the need for it. But at this point, I don't feel the need for food upgrade. If it drops below 100, I'll definitely upgrade the food. If I want to upgrade the mineral output, every time that mineral output comes out, I will upgrade it. Anything that outputs more mineral and energy are always good. I want to keep this above 500, so I want to keep upgrading my mineral output as often as possible. Now, I haven't paused the game, but I'm pretty sure this hasn't moved. Am I managing it? Yeah, I think the game is moving. Yeah, these numbers were flying by before. See how they kind of slows and goes fast, slows. Yeah. So the game's slowing down, so there's no jumping and lagging. So I'm happy with that. But again, yeah, I won't be playing in a Galaxy, especially unless I'm doing a free play where I'm not actually recording it. I don't plan on playing on a Galaxy this size again. If I'm going to record, it's going to be smaller, just because the end game would be sooner because there'd be less to do, or less to colonize. And also the less lag in general. Now with this civilization, they were pretty much a closed border, so I don't think they've got any friends. So if I decide to attack them now, I think I could actually. Okay, so 70. No, see, they got their fleet strength stronger than mine. Although they've only got that one set from the looks of it. I don't see any other military. These are all science, transports, instructors. Yeah, this is taking a lot longer because I had this up to about 600 before. I don't know why it dropped. Oh, my consumer goods jumped up because of the population growth. So building these platforms might not have been a good idea. It was good for the research. But if I want my minerals to stay at a high level, I'm going to have to stop building them here and then go and build the minerals. I've got enough energy, even if this drops to like 100, I've got way more than enough energy to maintain my empire. As long as I build food here and energy to power the mineral production, I'm happy to let them build whatever they want. But see here, let's have a look. Where's the planetoid here? Okay, so I can't build there, but I can build 1, 2, 3, 4 platforms in habitats in here. That's 4 by 6 is 48. Okay, one of our orbital mining stations. Okay, incredible station. Okay, we cannot leave the station unmanned. Okay, so I'll get... Oh, so the crew died, but the station itself will double its output because it doesn't need to power the life support system to run it. So yeah, more than happy have it running by itself. Let's have a look. Well, nothing went to 6, went 3 plus 3, so nothing here is 6, but it jumped here. I have no idea. Okay, so this is what I get confused about. It said 3 plus 3 is 6, and that was 5, so I don't know what happened. I don't see the point in building more constructors because I don't need them. All the sectors build themselves. They've upgraded their own star bases to some degree. But again, I think they'll only upgrade a certain percentage because as the Empire owner, I've got to decide how many stations I want. So they'll only upgrade a few. So the ones they have upgraded, I've actually went from a star base all the way up to a citadel. So I didn't actually build any more stations. I've just upgraded the ones that they've upgraded from an outpost to a star base. But you'll see that the only star bases are pretty much the ones that have, apart from this one here. Oh, this is the one I was testing earlier. I tested this out earlier and I screwed up. Okay, I already built that. They might have the weapon the planet destroying weapon, whereas I had this pacifying weapon, which was just pointless. Yeah, I was trying to build a station and show everyone the different levels. Again, it's too late to start it in this video because I forgot again. But yeah, actually I could just do level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I can just jump from them instead of having to wait. Yeah, I guess I could do that. So, upgrades from an outpost to a starport. Hang on. What's this? Yeah, let us continue. I don't really need it, but it's good to have them as friends, I guess, in the long run. So what's this? This is a... just need to say what station it is. Oh. So the level increases. I'm not sure if I've got any that are mid. No, I don't because I've upgraded them all. So every time you upgrade the station, this symbol will have more bases attached to it until you get to the citadel, which has that double ring. Okay, build cost, don't care, and energy output. I might go for the energy output just to get that up a bit, because I'm going to have to build more mining stations, so the energy is going to be added to that. Even though whenever I build a mining station, I build enough energy to support it. But I want to keep the energy output up. Okay, and this is taking, this should have been done long ago. I could normally get a constructor to build 2 platforms in one video, and this is barely finished one, and I think it's been half an hour. Pretty sure I started at 1:45 and it's 1:15. And this thing as well, this okay, finally, okay, this is almost done, so I am going to head up here. So by 8, let's see what this does to these grayed out sectors here. So when this end of the month comes, we'll see what this little icon says. So any day now. Okay. Exactly what? In the galaxy. Okay, so it hasn't surveyed the galaxy, so it's not exactly what I had hoped it would be. It knows what the fleets are doing, but how does it know what the fleets are doing when they're small ships, but it doesn't know what's in the system, which are entire planets and stars? Surely it would see that better. Let's see if I've fully upgraded it. Yep, it's fully upgraded, and it hasn't really done anything. I know the fleets are. I was really hoping it would survey all the systems as well. Like if it can see here, which is like the opposite corner of the galaxy, surely it can see what the system is. And the problem is, this system was already surveyed, but when the Scourge came and took over, they grayed out again. But I already knew what was in them, so I don't know why they grayed out. Yeah. Okay, the sensor array isn't really all I thought it was. Again, the sensor array, look at that, all those orange. Yeah, see, I can see every single fleet. So if you're a warrior build, just for that alone, the sensor grid is good. Yeah. Don't really know what else to say about the sensor grid. It tells you where the ships are. That's pretty much it. This ping here is in an alien. Actually, do I have a science test? I do. Can I get there now? Yes, I can. Yeah, so they've got closed borders, but I can get in there through the alliance I have with these guys. Oh, not alliance, but they don't have closed borders. So this thing is from the beginning, like 2200. Like this is from the beginning of the game. It's the first thing you actually have to do in the game. That thing has been bugging me for 300 years. So I can finally research that and finish that off. I don't remember getting the new worlds thing, so maybe, I'm not sure if that happens after you finish. I'm pretty sure they were both at the same time. So this thing is going to stay here until the Scourge is wiped out. Oh, so they own 9 planets. Cleansed. I think cleansed means you have to bombard the planet into basically a volcanic wasteland, because they're so entrenched in the land that they can't be removed. If they infest a world, they can be removed, but for them to be infested in the world and it cleansed, that means they cleansed it of everything, that they are so far entrenched in it that it's impossible to get them out. Now, but they've only got 3 systems. How can I have 3 systems and 9? Oh, so they've moved. That's where their capital was. They've moved their capital back. Okay. Upgrade this with no new technology because I haven't researched anything. I think it might be because the energy weapons output a bit. Oh no, that's not right, because those were the 2 that upgraded last time. I think when you upgrade the output of a weapon, the ships will then swap out that weapon from what do you call it? I can't even think of what it's called. Energy weapon to a projectile weapon. because the projectile will do more damage now than that energy weapon, because you've researched projectile energy damage, projectile damage, or speed of fire. You know, both of those work in conjunction, so one will work with the other and make the weapon even more powerful. But what I'm going to do is, now that I have all the weapons researched, I'm going to build my own version of each ship. That way, when my ships, when I build my ships, my large ships will take out shields and armor, especially the shields. So the Titan and the battleship. The Titans and the I have two Titans. No, I can build two different Titans because I was testing one. My Titans and battleships will take out shields and armor from a distance. Armor and yeah, I'll try to focus armor through these three. So this one will be purely armor. That will be armor and shields, and then these two will be armor and hull. So I want to focus on the hull and the armor. So once these large ships take out the defenses of the ships, I can start hammering the ships with the smaller ones, because these will stay back, and then these ones will go to up and close and wipe them out from up in their faces, as it was. What's this? Okay, awesome. Oh, that's it. See, I finished Quicklar. I don't think Quicklar's a word. What ships though? If they're corvettes, who cares? But if they're battleships, I'll be pissed. So one destroyer and one corvette. Okay. So what I've got to do is, if I'm going to send my fleet up, I am going to send a constructor behind them to build outposts. I'm going to leave my fleet in that system until the outpost is updated to a cathedral, and that cathedral, even though it won't be able to defend itself from a full swarm, it will hold the swarm in place. So if they do get attacked, I can just send my fleet back in and wipe them out. That's my theory. So I think it's here. Yeah, where is it? There was a gateway up here. So, oh, here it is. So my fleet will come up to this system, the gateway. I'll come through here, wipe them out, build an outpost. I have to send a science vessel as well to survey the system before I can actually build an outpost. So the science vessel and constructor will wait here. My fleet will go in, destroy them. My fleet will stay there. The surveyor and constructor will come in at the same time. I will survey. Once that's finished, I will build an outpost. So hopefully that will work. No research agreement. Yeah, so nothing's really happening. I've finished that sensor array. I just finished a what I think video. That was the first one. I thought nothing was happening. I thought I'd just do a what I think. It was extremely long. I didn't think it would be that long. But any what I think videos from after this will be specifically on one thing rather than everything in the game. So I went through all the different tabs, all the different resources, the technology, all these things. I went through everything. I opened up this and went through some of these sort of things. So the next video I do will be purely on just this and how this works, but it's pretty self-explanatory, so I won't do that one. That's self-explanatory. Research in general is self-explanatory. This one has all the different options in it. This one I have not figured out. I've clicked on different things, and I don't know what to do. See, there's nothing here. Repair what fleet? There's no fleet in here. How do I add? I can add a ship design. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't want to do this just yet. The way I plan on doing this, I think you can only have... Oh, wait a minute. What am I looking at? I think you can only have one Titan at a time. Oh, no. It's beatable. It's buildable. So I can have 2 Titans by the looks of it. Have I got it? My Titan is still active, isn't it? Yeah, Titan is still active. So what I plan on doing per fleet is 1 Titan. Yeah, okay. So what I plan on doing for each fleet is 1 Titan, 2 battleships, 3 cruisers, 4 destroyers, and then 5 corvettes. So whatever this is, I go plus times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5 of the original. And then once I do that, if I can build another Titan, that will. I think I've got a limit on how many Titans I can build, because I'm pretty sure it said 1 when I first built it. I could only have 1. So I've obviously upgraded the limit of Titans. Or maybe it's the starbase. If you look at the starbase itself, Titan assembly yards. So I think the more of these you have throughout your empire, the more Titans you can have, I'd assume. That's how it works. So what did that thing say about the Colossus? Yep, okay, because I deleted my Colossus off the starbase. This is my main starbase, and this is where I built everything. So the more Titan assembly yards you have on starbases throughout your empire, the more Titans you can have. But I'm more than happy to have 1 Titan, and then for every battleship I'll just go plus times 2, times 3, times 4 for the battleships, but have 1 Titan per battle group. And if I can have these about 50,000 each, I'll be happy. The only problem is I'll have them at 50,000, then I'll drop to 40 for no reason. I have no idea why. So I might make it about 55 to 60,000 per fleet. I can upgrade my defense platforms. That way, if I have it about 60,000, if I merge 2 together, that's 120. So if I keep them above the 60,000 mark per fleet, I should be happy with that, hopefully. Okay, very close to this. I think I will start building this, and then I will stop the video after I've done a quick look around. I'll stop the video at that point. Okay, so let's build this. So it doesn't seem to cost much to maintain it at this point. Maybe because it's self-contained, maybe the star, being built so close to the star, it will actually maintain its own energy standards, because the ring world, I think was, actually the ring world was already built, so it's hard to... Who the hell are you? I started building that thing about 100 years ago, and I've just been putting it off because of the cost. Yeah, I think this is going to start a war between us. I think I've already got... see, I don't need this. I don't understand. You need terraforming gases to do specific... it drops the cost in now. In the last game, you needed the gases to actually terraform, but now it just drops cost. Okay. Okay. Again, I don't really care. As long as it keeps the other factions happy for now, they won't attack me. That's the way I'm looking at it. Yep. I'll say yes to you, and you will go away, and... Oh, you're shitting me. So this will end this story tree, whereas this will continue it. At least this way. If I end it now, it could happen again. Whereas if I investigate it, it shouldn't happen again. Or if I investigate it now, the next time it happens, I should be able to fix it straight away. In theory. Okay, so I want to send my constructors over here. I just want to get my mineral output up and going. So one of these have just got a colony ship on it, so it's going to take a while before... Yeah, okay. Okay, so, yeah, here we go. Yep, I'll continue looking into this. Oh, that's another thing. I didn't research the robots, but I'm going to research that the next time it pops up, just to get rid of that research tree. I have no interest in robots at this point, because I can't give them free will, and they will revolt and take part of my empire with them. Okay. Huh? Okay. The AI got depressed and killed itself. Is what I got from that. Okay, so I just finished surveying that last thing. Excellent. One specimen collects... Oh, what do you do? Okay. Woohoo, wait, okay, let's see what this... Ah, the rest of the civilization finished just 300 years ago, so I don't see why they would care. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Yep, the only thing left is to avoid... I don't think I ever got the world survey thing, though. I don't ever remember activating that. I was so frustrated with that, I just didn't... Oh, before I forget, I will save the game and stop, because otherwise I'll ramble on and we'll go for an hour and a half like it normally does. Okay, so what did I want to check? Oh, research. Yeah, a couple of months away. If it's only like 2 or 3 months, I'll normally wait that extra minute to research, but who cares? So I'll save the game. Exit to my desktop. And end the same way I always do, by showing you the platforms I use plus Arc. If you know of any other platforms or games you want me to try, just let me know in a comment. These are the games I'm going to be playing eventually. I think after I finish this Stellaris playthrough, I might go to Anno and show you how that one works. It's just as tedious as Stellaris, but the construction's on an island rather than a galaxy, but it's pretty much the same sort of thing. There's no battle in there, there's no one attacking you, but there are different tasks you've got to complete. It's a very long, drawn-out, marathon, tedious game, just like Stellaris. I enjoyed both of them. Okay, so I'm just going to end the same way I always end. I'm not looking for likes or subscribes, I'm looking for comments on bettering my channel. Please keep it civil in the conversations, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.